Hello everyone, it's QuestQuenchers here today, and I have a little discussion video about the Elder Scrolls 6. So, I was looking at the trailer again, and I noticed that this doesn't seem like a mountainous sort of, exterior kind of thing. I'm specific this part, and I'll put it on the screen. This looks more like a crater, like an impact crater. There's like a scorch mark in the middle that lines off, and then if you look all around it, there's like boulders and stuff that's been picked up and thrown. So this is a crater. Now I'm wondering if it is alluding to the possibility of where it is. Now, what would make a crater this big? A massive explosion? Or something? Or Volendrung being thrown across Tamriel and landed in Hammerfell, because that's where the hammer fell. And that's what makes me think that this might be Hammerfell. That this is where it's going to be. So Hammerfell's going to be like, it's going to have deserts, it's going to have greenery and stuff like that, it's going to have forts. Other thing is that there's been a massive explosion somewhere, something terrible's happened, and this is the only ruin on top of this crater that's left. To me, this does look like a massive explosion. That's kind of like been there for a little bit and stuff, like some sort of explosion or impact crater from some big event, either when the Volendrung landed at Hammerfell and the Dwemer moved there, or something more to do with the plot. Big explosion, maybe there was a city here that is no longer here. As we can see, it looks like settlement down the coast and stuff like that. So I think it's something I've never seen said, to be honest. Like, it does look like a mountain range, but at the same time, with a little bit closer looking, it looks like a crater of some sort. Now, I don't think I've seen any big craters or anything happening in Tamriel that could leave a massive crater. Now, you guys probably know it a little bit more than me. I mean, I have watched so many hours of lore videos, it's unreal, but to retain that information, my brain doesn't like doing that. But it looks like a crater. It looks like some sort of crater that's been there, that is being left, because I remember playing Starfield, and it looks similar to the Starfield elements of a crater. So I'm thinking, okay, something's happened, something's hit Tamriel, or this is the remnants of when Volendrung landed. So that's really interesting. Just speculation, but from the look of it, it does look like a crater, an impact area. Now, so we see like the ocean to the right, and I do think this will lead to the Starfield ship sort of component. We're going to have our own ships. We're going to be able to traverse this water. It's probably going to be way easier to implement, than ships in every access. It just needs to be on one access, which will be easy. So it just needs to be floating on the water. That's all you need to do. I think that'll be easy to implement for Bethesda, to just travel on the water, make sure you can't go and land and all that stuff. It's fairly easy for some for these experienced developers to create something like that. So I'm thinking, yeah, of course there's going to be ship customization and all that stuff. But from the just from the trailer itself, it does seem like that might hint towards the story. There might be surviving Dwemer in Hammerfell. There's going to be Dwemer, because a clan did move over there, so of course there's going to be some Dwemer sort of remnant and stuff. So I'm guaranteed for that, as well as the crater itself could be Volendrung. And I think there's going to be something interesting to do with this crater. Bethesda often put things in their sort of trailers, like with Starfield, they put the eye in there. That's where you got all your stuff to the temples and stuff. So there's got to be a reason why this crater and this little fort is there. It's like a devastation of some sort, or it could be the, residuals from the sort of war between the Ulmer Dominion and the Red Guards and stuff like that. So it could be, powerful magic was deployed here and it's, exploded and stuff. So it's give you sort of a sense of, the doom and stuff. There's got to be a resolution to the Civil War, sort of. The big war, not the Civil War, the the Great War sort of thing in the Elder Scrolls Skyrim. There has to be a clash between the Elderberry Dominion, the Thalmor, and the Empire. I think there definitely needs to be that. And I'm really looking forward to that kind of thing. So yeah, what else? What else about the Elder Scrolls 6? I think it's just good. That's sort of the main kind of thing. There's going to be siege reversal. There's going to be something to do with this crater, and we've got to figure this stuff out. Because I'm surprised that people didn't mention this crater. It looks like a crater, and no one said anything for like 7 years. But then I just watched it and be like, hey, that looks like a crater from Starfield. What impacted there? And I'm thinking it's probably Volendrong that's impacted there, or something else has happened. So I thought I'd point it out, and then they make us. There's a big ocean there. We're clearly going to be swimming or sailing or something because of Starfield ships. They're going to reuse that to make it a ship that you can design and stuff like that at a port. And they better do, because they've got that new component of the creation engine. So why not? Why not? So it's I'm actually quite not excited, because I think it's gonna be an up and down. The Elder Scrolls 6 says people are gonna really like it, some people are gonna really dislike it, and it's gonna be depending on how the story goes and how the writing goes. People are gonna be like, oh, it was all political, or it was like, oh, it's it's crap, or oh, it's really good because of the exploration and going to caves and stuff. So it's gonna be very divisive no matter how you cut it in this day and age, because everything is. Yeah, anyway, but that's what I found. That's what I sort of been thinking about the Elder Scrolls, been thinking about Bethesda and stuff like that, and I was like, hey, let me watch that trailer again just to feel something. And then I was like, wait a minute, that's a crater. Why is there a crater there with it look like a remnant of a ruin and something? So I'm hoping, because I think that would be rather cool, as we learned about the Dwemer and stuff, that's where Volendrong landed. And it would be cool to visit that place kind of thing and stuff. And maybe, as Daedric artifacts and stuff, they travel and move around and stuff because they appear in the games at different points and stuff. It'd be cool to, at the center of this crater that you find, you see Volendrong. You're just like, what? And then you get Volendrong from doing that, or a shrine of is it Malakath that gives you Volendrong? I can't remember, but a shrine to Malakath in the middle of this crater, and you do something for Malakath, and then the shrine turns into Volendrong, and you're like, huh, okay, yeah, and then you get the Volendrong and stuff. Just an interesting, just something, cool like that. Be like, wow, that was interesting. In the center of the crater and stuff like that, or make it part of the the main quest. The Elderberry Dominion did this, and they have terrible weapons and stuff like that to decimate entire cities, and or the Thalmor or whatever. Just something interesting, something cool, something gripping. Because we need to take out the Thalmor, because they're terrible people. Because they're they did some pretty shady things in Skyrim. Balin, can't worship my own god, mighty Talos. Anyway, that's going to be all for this video. Enjoy the rest of the about a minute footage. I'm going to make this 10 minutes. Because, I really want to be optimistic about the Elder Scrolls 6. Because I'm playing Skyrim right now. I ultra modded, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. And it's so different than Skyrim. It feels like not a new game, because I've been in every dungeon, I've walked every road, but it's it feels a bit different because there's new places added and stuff, so it does give that little thing. Plus the graphics look pretty cool, and it plays kind of smooth, and it's nice. So it's yeah, this is good, this feels good, and stuff like that. It's different mechanics and stuff, so I hope not complicate it, but make it a bit like Starfield Survival. There's certain, you need bandages, you need, certain things to treat certain ailments, from burns and from magic, from frost and all that stuff. just make it a little bit more interesting, make it more like survivally with the survival mode and stuff. I think, I think like difficulty-wise and stuff like that, they could just implement kind of things from Starfield or the mods, like in, the Kate to Sovngarde mod pack I'm using, the collection, and I just think it's really cool. I enjoyed it. So it feels really new, feels fresh. Hell of a lot of new armors and stuff like that, and I just feel really cool in it. Anyway, that's going to be all from me. Please take care of yourselves, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.